This week on Gadget, going mobile with APC. Aloha, and welcome back to Gadget at thetechstop.net, where it's always time to get your geek on. I'm your host, Father Robert Ballecer of the Society of Jesus. That's the California province of the Jesuits, a religious order of the Catholic Church. And we're here again in the Center for Apostolic Technology in Honolulu, Hawaii, where it's hot and it's humid. So we're going to start with an email. We received a message from Ryan in Fargo, North Dakota, who writes, I've been watching your show for about a month now, and I want to know why you only go 10 minutes. Wouldn't it be better to go half an hour or an hour? Honestly, we'd love to go half an hour or an hour. But unfortunately, at the moment, our YouTube account is limited to 10 minutes. So if any of you out there have pull with the YouTube guys, put in a good word for Gadget. Tell them that we need an extended account so we can start giving you more Uber Geek goodness. Let's get on to the tech. Now, we've got a new shirt this week as part of our geekware. This comes from our friends at Think Geek, who decided that we needed a classier shirt, something that just sort of spoke to who we were. And what better way to do that than to spell out exactly who we are. That's right. If you've ever been in a crowd and you just wanted to scream out that I'm loud and proud a geek, well then this shirt is for you, and you need to go to www.thinkgeek.com. APC, or American Power Conversion, is a company whose name is generally synonymous with devices that provide any sort of protection for electronic items. Things like UPSs, uninterruptible power supplies, or power distribution units, or power line protectors. Now, if you travel a lot, you probably have seen something like this. Let's see, we've got an adapter for the laptop, this is an adapter for the phone, mobile security device, USB power adapter for my MP3 second notebook, and of course the little knick-knack adapters, the little wall warts that you're going to have to just carry because we are a wired society, because we travel with all of our stuff. You can either carry all of these things, or you can carry this. This is the UPA9 APC Universal Power Adapter. As you can see, it's about the same size as the power adapter, power brick for a typical notebook. It actually might even be a little bit smaller, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. You see, whereas a typical notebook adapter can supply power to a single device, a single notebook, this has been programmed with all the circuitry that it needs to connect to a variety of different notebooks from different manufacturers, as well as different power items. If you take a closer look, you'll see that it's bristling with the various ports and slots and cords and switches that you might need to be able to switch this back and forth between the different devices that you have in order to power them up. It also can be used on AC or DC. As you can see, it's got the adapter that allows you to connect this either to a cigarette adapter, or if you're flying on one of those long-distance intercontinental jets, the special airline adapter plug. Now, aside from the AC-DC operation and the lightweight, only 3/4 of a pound, this thing uses interchangeable tips, which again isn't new, but APC has actually done a very, very good job. It includes a bunch of tips that will plug into everything from your notebook to your camera to any sort of little devices that you may have. Right here before me are all the tips that I needed to connect this power adapter to my laptop, to my MP3 player, to my portable speakers, and to charge them up. Now, it can output 75 watts, which means that it can basically power up any notebook on the market. At the same time, you can use the USB port here on the side to connect to an MP3 player or your phone and charge that up if it's got a USB capability. It also includes this, which is a USB splitter, so that you can actually charge up several different USB devices at the same time. Now, this thing goes for about $90 direct from APC, and it is available now. The second product from APC is this, the UPB70 Universal Notebook Battery. Now, this is an external battery, and there are other manufacturers that make batteries like this, but this is unique in just its design. It's so thin, it only weighs 1.64 pounds. It has this nice matte finish, which is actually very resistant to scratches and dings and smudges. On the business end, you have this right here, which is the selector switch that will allow you to choose between 15 to 20 volts, depending on the laptop that you're using, the DC output, which is where you'll plug in your notebook, and this, another USB port, just like the universal power adapter. Using this is quite simple. Like the universal power adapter, it uses a series of tips. The only difference here is that you're going to need two, because you need one for input and one for output. Once you've done this, you have the ability to then power the notebook off of the battery, or to charge the notebook and the battery with the same adapter that you used or came with the factory notebook. Now, the cool thing about this is that because it's using the same tips as the universal power adapter, you can actually leave most of the tips at home and just plug it directly into the battery. Now, the other specs on this unit is that it has a 68 watt-hour battery, which on our Dell D410 Latitude gave us about additional 6 or so hours of runtime, which is pretty good. Charge time was also fantastic. We were able to bring this battery from empty to a complete charge in about 50 minutes, which was unexpected. We were thinking more along the lines of an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours to bring it to full capacity. Now, it has interchangeable tips. It's supposed to last between 2 and 4 years. It uses a lithium-ion polymer chemistry for the battery, and it's available now for $150. Now, the last product that APC sent us to round out their mobility series of products is this. This is the TC350E Notebook Power Ready Sleeve. Now, what makes this different from other notebook cases is, first of all, that it's actually very, very sturdy. And when you open it up, you'll actually find out that this has been specifically designed to work with APC's power products. Here you have your standard cache of slots and holes so that you can put pens and pencils and such. But then you'll also notice that there's little cutouts at the bottom. Well, this is so that you can slip in the APC universal power adapter, so that you can slip in all the tips that come with the battery pack, so that you can go ahead and put the battery pack right here and then run the cables through these little slots to get to the notebook, which is on the other side. Because of the way that this is structured, you could actually use the notebook while it's still in the case. This actually stays up. You just flip up the lid, and because you've got it power ready, because all the cables are run through that little slot in the lid, you can continue to power your notebook without ever having to open up that part of the case. Now, this is available on the street right now for about $27, or you can get it direct from APC at apc.com. What APC has done is they have taken the strengths of their products and they've designed them in. I mean, knowing APC is a leader in power protection and power providing, I know that these devices will provide the right amount of power. It will protect my notebook. It will protect my cell phone and my MP3 player, etc., etc. But what they've also done is they've leveraged their devices. In other words, as you add components, as you add the universal power adapter, as you add the battery, as you add the power-ready notebook sleeve, it allows you to sort of interconnect them. They work better together than they would alone. And that's just a very good way to design your products. If there's a downside to any of these APC products, I'd say it would be the selector switch. Now, there's really no way around this. Some manufacturers have used tips that have the voltages built into the circuitry, but that tends to be a bit more expensive. This could cause accidents if you accidentally selected the wrong voltage, but that's a relatively minor detail. I mean, most people who are going to be using this will like the ability to select their voltages so that they can switch it between their various devices, between different notebooks, between different phones, between different MP3 players, between their security router, and etc. You know, it's just a very, very well-designed suite of gear for people who are on the go. Now, that's all the time we have for this episode of Gadget. If you'd like to find out more about these products and find out where you could buy them, you can go to our website at www.thetechstop.net. Click on the Gadget tab and you'll find the links to full reviews and to places where you can buy it online. If you want to send us a message to comment about this episode or suggest what we should review for future episodes, you can write us at gadget@thetechstop.net. Well, I've been your host, Father Robert Ballecer. This has been the Center for Apostolic Technology, and someone told me I'm supposed to say that there's no Uber Geek without you. you.